So how you doing today? I'm Frankie G, the Cooking Cowboy. The Christmas season is finally upon us, and it's a time for baking and cooking and all kinds of festive things. So today, what I want to try is I want to make what's called a peanut butter jammy. So now if you want this recipe, go to the Food Network, look up peanut butter jammies. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is you want to add 1 stick of butter to the mixer. Next, we want to add 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. So now we also want to add 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. The next ingredient is 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar packed. So the next thing we want to add is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then we bring the mixer up. And then you want to mix this on medium-high for about 3 minutes. So let's get that started. All right, so that was 3 minutes. Let's lower it down. Let's give it a little bit of a scrape. Oh, it's nice and smooth, just like I want it. Okay, so now we want to add 1 egg. And we want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, what makes this vanilla extract is so special is that my wife made this homemade. So that's what makes it special. Maybe one day we'll do a video about that. So we're going to raise it back up. And again, we're going to mix it for a little while just till the egg and the vanilla get incorporated into the mix. So now we have it combined. Again, I want to lower it. Want to again scrape it down some. So the next step is to add 1.5 cups of general purpose flour. Now a little secret, you don't want to scoop the cup into the flour. The best way to do it is to spoon it out into it and then level it off. Because if you scoop it in there, what it does is it compacts the flour and it will have a tendency to make the mixture drier than it should be. One little tip from me. So now you want to add this 1.5 cups of flour in. You want to bring this up. Now I'm going to warn you, I want to start this real slow. Just get it going. Because if you don't, you're going to have flour everywhere. So now I've got it mixed a little. Let's increase it a little. So I'm going to shut it down for a minute. I'm going to scrape it down. And then we're going to start it back up again. So make sure you have it on a low speed on the mixer. This way it incorporates well but doesn't fly all over the place. All right, that looks good. I'm going to drop this, scrape it down. Oh, it comes off nice. You got a nice texture. Let's get a little taste here. Tastes pretty good. So now you want to get this off of here. Let's get this out of the way. You don't really need the mixer anymore, so let's move this off the bench here. So the next step is we want to grease our tins. Now this is going to make 22 to 24, but I don't have enough tins. I only have enough to make a dozen, so we're going to have to do 2 batches. So we want to get some butter, and we want to butter up our tins. A lot of times this could work with a little brush that you would use to spread barbecue sauce or something. Works really good to butter these tins up as well. There's one. And there's all 12. We've got butter on each tin. So now what we want to do is we'll put this down, get this out of the way, and then we're going to want to put 2 tablespoons of the dough in each tin. Right, so now we've got 2 tablespoons in each one. So the next step is to flatten the dough in the cup. So now we have the dough flattened in each cup. So the next step is to make a little indentation in the center of each one. Now that we have an indentation, what we want to do is we want to scoop in a heaping teaspoon of grape jam into each one. Now, you got to use jam instead of jelly because it's going to set better. That's the reason why we're using jam. There's no exact amount. Just try to get it by eye. Some will have a little more, some will have a little less. There we go. So now we've got them all filled with jelly. So the next step is I want to get, you're supposed to use 2/3 of a cup of nuts, but I'm going to use only 1/3 because a lot of people in my family don't like nuts, so we're not going to use them. But what I'm doing here is I'm taking these nuts and I'm going to pound them down just a little. I'm going to crush them in a bag. You don't have to get it to a fine pulp, but you want to crush them down so that they're more spreadable on top. And I'm going to put on about 3 or 4 of them. All right, let's get it a little better than that. So now you want to try to spread these around the outer edge as best you can, pressing it down into the dough a little bit. Again, I'm only doing it to about 3 or 4 because I've been outvoted. That's it. We're just going to do 3 of them. So I'm going to be making these in the Ninja Foodi 10-in-1 air fryer oven because 1, I love the oven, and 2, I think it cooks a lot better than my regular oven. So let's go get them in there. So I'm going to put this one on level 1, this one on level 3. I'm going to put the power on. We're going to set the function to bake, and we're going to set the temperature down to 350, and we're going to give that about 15 minutes. We're going to say 2 level, which just says 1 in 3, and then we hit start. Now again, there is a preheat time. It's about 90 seconds, but I don't care about that. We're going to let them go to 15 minutes, and we'll get them out, and we're going to let them rest for 20 minutes. All right, so it's been 15 minutes. Let's go get them out of that Ninja Foodi. They smell delicious. Check that out, huh? There's 1. And there's the other. So now what I want to do is I want to let them rest for about 20 minutes before I get them out of the tins. So I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. I've let them rest. Now what you want to do is you want to get yourself a small offset spatula, and you want to kind of come around the outsides and lift them right out. Look at that, how beautiful that came out. You just want to repeat that with all of them until they all come out. All right, here's one with the nuts on it. Remember, I'm using the good paper. And you just want to take them all out. They smell delicious, I'm telling you. Okay, so now we've got them all out. Look at them, they look beautiful. So let's give a taste. They're soft, chewy. So let's get a little taste of that jam. Not bad, it's pretty good. So if you're a really big fan of peanut butter and jelly, I definitely would try this recipe. It came out excellent. And don't forget, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Until next time, this is FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy, signing off. I'll see you next time. Sayonara. It's so good. See you around.